Hi, anybody? Is anybody here? If you're here, send me a message. Okay, is anybody else here? I know Chris is here. Send me a message. I don't want to start without everybody. Yay, Christina's here. I'm just getting some stuff ready, and I want to find a way to where we can be able to interact through the video. So if you guys have any suggestions on how to do that, just let me know. This is the only way that I know how to do a live broadcast and be able to share my screen too. So I have a PowerPoint for y'all. But it's telling me I don't have any viewers, which is so weird because 2 of you are here. So anyways. Let's wait a couple more minutes and see if anybody shows up. You're so sweet, Chris. Thank you. Show me I looked good. I'll show you all my nails. I have pumpkin spice on with party dress over it. I really like it. It adds some sparkle to the ombre. I think my camera is kind of bad quality, so I need to get a new one. Darcy's here. Hi, Darcy. All right. It's only 8 o'clock, so we'll give everybody 2 more minutes. I'll do a final call on our page. If you hear my toddler crying, she really wants to be in here with me. She's really upset about that. Rachel, are you here? Hope everybody had a good Sunday. It's raining here. Is it raining anywhere else? I wonder if there's a way we can open up the chat on here. I don't know. I'll have to play around with it. Okay. 8:01. 2 more minutes. Really excited to do Power Jam with y'all. It was a session that I actually went through and did with the leaders of Jamberry, and it's really it's going to change how you work your business, how you grow your business, how you view your business, and ultimately show you some results that maybe you weren't seeing at one time. So I'm really excited about that for y'all. All right, looks like we have 4 people here. There's 24 of y'all signed up for to do Power Jam, but I know some of y'all on the East Coast, 9 o'clock's a little bit late, so I understand that too. So I did a vendor event yesterday, and I met some neat people. And, one thing I really try to do when I do vendor events is take samples around to all the other vendors and, invite them back to my table to fill out the little get to know you card. I don't have one over here. I was going to show you. But that information slip. And then, tell them, I'll give them the sample, tell them to come back to my table and fill that out so I can get customer info. And I got a couple of those, so I'm really excited to call tomorrow or Tuesday. And I tell everybody that they won a manicures and muffins or margaritas or Merlot or, whatever fits them party so that we can get a party together. And hopefully I'll book some in-home parties from that. So those of you who did vendor events, I can't wait to hear what kind of results y'all had from yours. So let's see, are we ready to go? Now it's saying I have 4 viewers, so there's 4 of you here. I'm just trying to talk about something to fill in the time so you're just not awkwardly staring at me because it's awkward. All right, I have a notification from Heidi. I hope Heidi's here. Heidi, it just shows me my viewers. It won't tell me exactly who's here because not everybody logs in through Google. So I can't tell exactly who's here. I am looking for a better format for us to be able to do this. So, Kira's here too. Hi, Kira. if you guys know of like a better format to where we can web chat and you guys can like chat or like through typing or through like beeping in, or I don't know how, let me know. I'm, definitely, Kim's here. Hi, Kim. I'm looking for a new format. I'm familiar with Google Hangouts and it works for me, and it's worked for videos that I've done in the past. So I'm kind of a one trick pony. I like to stick with what I know. All right, let's get started though. I'm actually gonna do a screen share and show y'all a PowerPoint. So let me get that going really quick. You guys can't see my screen now, correct? Ooh, chat. Did that pop up for y'all? I just clicked on something and like a chat popped up beside my screen. So if y'all can see that, that would like help a lot. You might have to click over on the side and like enable it. I don't think Skype would work because you have to pay to have multiple people in there. But let me know if y'all can see that chat screen. I'm about to screen share with y'all. So can y'all see the, can you all see my PowerPoint? Is like presentations with PowerPoint. I'm really bad about like remembering to scroll through the slides, so bear with me on that. Okay, let's try again. So I really want y'all to be able to see this. What about now? Can we see it now? Sorry for all the technical difficulties. Okay, y'all can hear me though. You can see my PowerPoint and you can hear me, right? All right, Heidi found she knows of a system that hopefully will improve our call quality next week. So I'll check that out. Thank you, Heidi. Okay, so y'all can see and hear me. Good. Let's go. All right. I promise to not keep y'all here forever tonight. So this is call number 1. Remember, this is a 4-week training session. We're going to do one every week, every Sunday night. I picked 8 o'clock because it's a time that works for me. I've tried, in the past to find a time that works for everybody, and I really struggle with that because, we're all in different time zones, we're in different places, we're in different seasons of our lives. I have kids. Some of you have grown kids. Some of you have babies like I do, whatever. Some of you work weekends, whatever the case may be. So I picked a time that worked for me, not selfishly, but because it's so hard to find a time that works for everybody. And so we're just going to go with it, and it's going to upload to my YouTube account right when we get done, so you guys can view it from there. If you need a replay, if you want to, if you can't make it on Sundays and you need to do it at a different time. But remember, no matter when you watch the our training session, your homework is still going to be due Friday at 11:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So the earlier you watch it in the week, the more time you have to do your homework. Okay. So welcome to Power Jam. Y'all know that I'm Katie. I am most of your team manager. I'm all of your team managers. I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm from Virginia. I live in Florida. Most of you know I have 2 kids. I have 2 dogs and a pig. The pig was not my choosing. It was my husband's. His name is Ernie. I started Jamberry almost a year ago now. It's been an amazing, incredible journey. I have met so many neat people, so many amazing people, so many of you that I didn't know and I wouldn't know without Jamberry being in my life. And I'm incredibly thankful for that. I'm incredibly thankful for each and every one of you and what you bring to our team. And I really can't wait to see you blossom and for your teams to grow like mine has and for you to just take off in your leadership journey as well. It's really incredible. And I know that all of you have this in you. You might not think that you do, but you truly do. We have 24 people that have signed up for Power Jam, so I'm super excited. I know that 6 to 8 of you are here with me tonight, so thank y'all for taking time out of your Sunday to do this with me. I just want you all to try to imagine the growth that this can lead for your personal business and what it will do for Jamberry as a company in the next couple weeks. So really try to focus on this training is designed specifically towards you. It's not like a general train. It is a general training, but it's going to be personalized and it's going to be personal. You're going to have to, step outside of your comfort zone and share with the group of us 24 ladies that are doing this together. And I'll also be doing this with you. I've done it before, but I'm going to do it again with y'all because it's that great and I can stand to learn more from doing it a second time. So I'm going to be your coach for this 4-week journey. So anything that you need, you're more than welcome to come to me, to our group page, Bad Mama Jama's Power Training. Feel free to post in there anything that you want, anything you need, anything that you're going through. Just really, I want us to come together as a close-knit family during this, and I know that we will. So Power Jam is really going to be phenomenal. It's a time for victories, a time to push through some of those walls that you may be feeling in your Jamberry journey, a time to use your passion to see what can happen, and it's going to be great. So here is our program details, and again, I've kind of been over this. We're going to have 4 weekly conference calls. Recording is also going to be available online after the session for you to watch anytime during the week. Weekly assignments must be completed for you to move on to the next class. And the way that I'll be screening this is through your homework. So if your homework is not submitted by 11:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Friday evenings, you will be removed from the group Saturday morning. And Saturday, I will be posting the new link or, however, next week I can get us to be able to chat and everything and, have a better system for our weekly session. I'll be updating all of that on Saturday morning. So you'll be removed from the group. And I'll be updating everybody else on how we're going to move forward. You also will have, in addition to your weekly homework sessions, you're going to have a daily vitamin, which is going to be available to you to watch. It's going to be a video Monday through Friday. I'll have it posted to our Power Jam page by 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then on Saturdays, I will have it by 3 p.m. Please be flexible with me. I've set these times for myself, but my life gets a little crazy during the week, especially, I'm very fortunate in that my husband doesn't have to work every day. The days that he does work, they're long days, but I'm fortunate that he's here with us, 2 to 3 days a week. So you guys are always asking me what my secret is and how I get so much done during the week. And it's truly because I have an amazing husband who is here a lot during the week and helps me a lot with the girls during the week. So in saying all of that, please be flexible with me. If I don't have it up by 12, just send me a nice Facebook message and say, hey, Katie, get on it. And again, weekends get a little busy, but so if you see me doing a daily vitamin from the Suburban, that's why. So more requirements and expectations. I really want our group, our Power Jam group, and our team page, any group that you're part of with Jamberry to remain a positive place. And I, if a situation arises where, we're having a little bit of negative influence, I will step in and, tactfully, remind people that it is a positive place for growth and development. So back to the daily vitamin, just to explain what that is to y'all a little bit. It's going to be a little daily training tip, might be some motivation, inspiration. It's just a way for you to feed yourself with a good energy every single day. Like I said, Monday through Saturday on those. Okay, so this is going to be 4 weeks, and then after that, we'll have a graduation call on 12/6, and that will be for everybody who's made it through the entire course. I'm just going to check my messages real quick. Okay, y'all aren't telling me that anything's wrong, so I'm assuming I'm not making funny faces on the camera or anything, that you're actually seeing the PowerPoint. Okay, so next I want to talk about this program is going to set you up for success. You'll have assignments, you're going to have the Facebook group, you're going to have your daily vitamin. We're all cheering for you on this, but not everybody's going to make it to the next call. And that's really okay. This is all about learning to fail forward. You know, things come up in our lives. I was just telling you that be flexible with my schedule because things come up in my life all the time. And I know that happens to you too. We have unexpected, whatever the case may be. And, you know, successful people have failed too, and you may also, and that's okay. It's learning to accept that failure and using that failure to propel you forward that really makes the difference in your business and someone else's business who doesn't know how to do that. So if you don't make it through all 4 weeks, you are definitely not a failure. Here's a great story about, everybody knows, you know, Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling's story is so amazing. She was basically on welfare before she wrote Harry Potter. She wrote it in a pub on pieces of paper. She failed forward because she became a success. And her story is really incredible. I'm sure that many of you have, you know, heard her stories and how many times she was rejected by publishers and she was broke. And y'all, she had a dream and she fought for her dream and she made it work. Look at her now. Look at everything that Harry Potter has done. And it really correlates to our business. If you have this dream, you can do this. It's just going to take failing. It's going to take mishaps. It's going to take you pushing through those and coming out stronger on the other side and knowing that if you push through, you're going to come out stronger. Another, you know, success story that I like to talk about a lot is Michael Jordan. He didn't make his high school basketball team. He missed more than 9,000 shots in his career. He lost over 300 games, and on 26 occasions, he was trusted with a game-winning shot and missed. But I don't think a lot of people would say he isn't a success. He's an incredible success. Some things that, you know, y'all as a group, you're here for a reason, and you're here because you want to do more with your team. You have this dream, you hope for the future, and while we all have a different why story as to why we came to Jamberry, it all is ultimately the same, that we have these dreams and these goals that we want to achieve. You know, with that in mind, let's talk about our future. During the next 4 weeks, we'll be talking about a few things. Today, we'll talk about attitude, your why story, and setting goals. In the weeks to come, we'll discuss a few more things like your personality style, how you connect with people, which is so important in a network marketing network. I can never remember how to say that, but you know what I'm trying to say. With the type of business, we're in a networking business. So how we connect with people is so incredibly important. We're also going to be talking about emotional training and people management, which are great for leading teams. And, you know, emotional training is going to come into play so many times when you're dealing not only with your team as a leader, but also with your customers, because there will be instances where you have disgruntled customers, and it's hard to always handle those situations with grace. Okay, getting through all of the administrative stuff, y'all. So I posted this a couple times on the group, but it's so important to keep a journal throughout this journey. You know, you're going to want this journal for notes, for your thoughts, for experiences. And when we finish Power Jam, it's going to be a great tool for you to refer back to, especially for sharing this with your teams. And for writing down those daily vitamins, you're going to want to write those down every day. Are the slides not changing for y'all? Okay, let me see. Thanks for letting me know. It would help maybe. Okay, hold on 1 second. I don't know why it does this. Can y'all see me? Let's see. Let's try this again. Can you see my screen? Okay, how about now? It's telling me that I'm screen sharing, but Let's see. Nope. Okay, so y'all are on the screen with keep a journal, right? Okay. So y'all heard me talk about why you need to keep a journal, and it's pretty self-explanatory. So let's start taking notes now. So get your journals ready, get your pens ready, and okay, and we're gonna move on to hopefully the next slide if I can figure out how to do that. Okay. I really appreciate y'all messaging me and letting me know what's going on. Okay, can you see the next screen, the next slide? Oh, technology. I don't even know what's going on. Do y'all see me or my screen? Okay, we're just gonna go through this, and if y'all, I'll post my PowerPoint to the group for y'all to see. So I hope y'all can see me. Okay, next thing, I have notes over here, so that's why I'm gonna be looking to the side. Next thing I want to talk about is your attitude is everything. We're going to talk about tips and tricks on how to improve your attitude and work on that and move on from there. You know, with talking about our attitude, we really determine our own reality with the way that we think and the way that we feel and the way that we start each day. So if you're starting each day on a positive note, you're going to have a better attitude about everything. Just call one. I'm not sure what that means. I'm trying. I'm just going to talk. So anyways, the way you start each day is really going to determine your attitude. Some great ways to start off on the right note are exercise, which can really motivate you to feel great. Sorry, I'm like trying to follow my notes since I stopped looking at them. Exercise, you know, meditation, however you start your day, spiritual time, walking, whatever the case may be, start off your day in that positive note, and you're going to remain in that positive disposition and attitude all day. Exercise, you know, is really a natural feel-good drug. It's something I wish that I did more of and that I had more time to do. I love making it to the gym. It's just hard to find that time. So, you know, you can also, I read a lot of books on, you know, I don't want to call them like self-help books, but that type of like motivational book, especially for direct sellers. And there's a lot of those out there. If you need any recommendations, I can, you know, recommend some. You really use these books and audio and videos to overload your brain with positivity. You really want to work on your language also. If you're using language like I can't and I won't, then that's what your brain is going to tell you and you're going to think. So if you can wake up each day and say, I can do this, look in the mirror and tell yourself, I can do this, and I'm beautiful, whatever you tell yourself every day, it's really going to, if you embrace that mentality, it's going to shine through into your business as well. Create a drama-free zone. If you know, I know a lot of people are in like these trade groups on Facebook for Jamberry, and while that's great and awesome that people can, my hair is like doing something funky, that people trade wraps and everything, think about, is this a positive environment for your business? Is this doing something that is, you know, helping your business grow? Or are you just spending time on Facebook with negative people who are putting negative thoughts about Jamberry and our wraps and our business into your head? And is your business ultimately benefiting from that? And if it's not, maybe you need to remove yourself from that drama and put yourself in a drama-free zone. And that can apply to multiple areas of our life. So I told you this was going to get a little deep down and personal. So we are. You know, a lot of Jamberry's values rely in, you know, being unique and being generous. And of course, those are the only two I can think of right now because I've been put on the spot. But show your appreciation for others. Jamberry creates a wonderful opportunity for us to be generous to other people. So show that generosity. Stop all of your negative thoughts in their tracks. You know, you don't need that. It's not helping your business. It's not helping you as a person grow. So, you know, stop those thoughts. Live with gratitude. That's a big one for me, just being appreciative. I'm so appreciative for this opportunity and for you all as a team, and that I even get to be here, talking to you all about these amazing topics. So try to show that in your business, and, the more good that you do, I feel like the more good in turn comes back to you. And that's something I try to live by personally, and I think it'll help you too. And remember to recharge your batteries. We have to, be on our A game all the time. I feel like I'm tugged in so many different directions every day between being a mom and being a leader and running my own business too, that I have to stop every now and then and say, I have to take today off. I have to put the phone down, and I literally have to put my phone in another room or something like that, to where I'm not on my phone and I'm spending that time with my family, and I'm recharging my batteries to where I can be the best team manager, the best Jamberry consultant, and the best mom that I can be. A really great quote that I found for this was from Oprah. It's about, determining your own reality. And Oprah was told as a young professional that she would not be successful. And she said back to them, I don't think of myself as a poor, deprived ghetto girl who made good. I think of myself as somebody who from an early age knew I was responsible for myself and I had to make good. So I really think that speaks volumes about how our attitude really affects what we do. Yes, Sabrina, I'm going to post the slideshow for y'all to be able to view it. So I'm sorry. Most of the slides are just pictures, about positive attitude. And there was a picture of J.K. Rowling and stuff. So you're really not missing anything. You just have to look at me now. Sorry. Okay, I think I went through all these notes. As far as recharging your batteries, this program is really going to give you the energy with what you need to do through the homework assignments and the daily vitamin to get the success that you want. So next thing we're going to move into is the emotional cycle of sales. I will be posting a picture of this for you. I really wish that the slideshow was working, because this is an awesome picture. Why is it doing this? Can y'all still see me, right? Let me see if I can get it just this picture to go through, because you need to see it for you to understand what I'm trying to convey. Here we go. I hope y'all can see it. Okay, so the emotional cycle of sales, as consultants, you go through these emotions every day, and they're excitement, frustration, doubt, creative avoidance, recommitment. I know y'all have seen me post this before. But knowing this cycle can really help to motivate you and inspire those around you and help you to get out of any stage that you feel like you might be stuck in. So, when we join Jamberry, we feel this excitement. As a new consultant, you're excited for the future, and you have this positive energy. You're motivated, you receive your welcome kit, and you're ready to achieve your goals. I feel like sometimes we lose that, though. You have your first couple amazing parties, and you've sold a whole bunch of product, and you've met a couple of different people that have joined your team, and you're experiencing all this success. My toddler's trying to break in. Okay, cool beans. I'm glad you're here, Sabrina. I hope y'all can see this picture too. My toddler's trying to break in, so that completely made me lose my train of thought. But anyways, you have all this success in the beginning, and then that's in your warm market, and then it feels like you kind of almost lose that, and you lose your excitement, and it becomes frustration as to, why can't I make it in my cold market? Why am I struggling to find these contacts? And so sometimes excitement can be caused by, you recommitting because something great has happened after this turmoil that you've experienced. Maybe it's attending an event, receiving an award, finding a new contact that's eager to try or join Jamberry. So that's, where excitement comes in. The next stage is going to be frustration. It can happen really quickly or over time. You may get frustrated. You may have cancellations. You didn't meet your goal. All these different things can cause frustration. Or maybe it's just people surrounding you that are telling you you can't. And again, I talk a lot about my husband because he's seriously phenomenal. He's never once doubted me or my business from the beginning. I failed with another direct sales company, and when I said I wanted to join Jamberry, he didn't look at me like I was crazy or had three heads. He was like, you can do it, babe. And I've always remembered that, and it empowers me every day that I have this amazing husband who knows that I can do it. So, surround yourself with those people that are going to support you. And I know that it's really hard if you have a husband or someone who's really close to you who's doubting you, but use that maybe as a way to propel yourself and help you to overcome that frustration. The next circle is doubt. This happens a lot with new consultants. They lose confidence and they look for a place to blame or look for reasons to quit. And a lot of times I feel like it happens. I personally struggled with my warm market. I didn't have one. My family didn't want to try Jamberry. My close friends didn't want to try Jamberry. So I really struggled. And I had one great friend who hosted a party, and it was a really successful party. And through this, I made it through my doubt and back into excitement. You never know how close you are to success if you give up. And success can be right around the corner sometimes. So let's move on to our next square, which is creative avoidance. Some consultants look for reasons why they can't be successful. So they overload in other areas. You do more work of another kind. You clean out your closet that you haven't touched in 5 years. You clean your kitchen. You clean your baseboards. You find other reasons to give up on your goal. And you're looking for a way to reason not to connect or come up with events to give them an easy way out, to give yourself an easy way out. I really struggled with creative avoidance. I'm being really open and honest with y'all here because I didn't really share this when I was going through it. But after I had my second daughter, in the hospital, my team manager, Becky, who is also incredibly amazing, many of you know her, took over my team page for me, which was so awesome of her. And she really helped me to keep up with that. So you guys were still in the loop. And then she was like messaging me like after 3 days, like, you ready to come back? Are you going to start posting? And I was really terrified, y'all. I was so scared to jump back into this because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to get back into it. I had one dead party that was going on. I had a party going on through, labor and delivery and being in the hospital and everything. And I was struggling to find the time to do posts. And it wasn't because I didn't have the time. I mean, any of you who are moms and who have delivered in a hospital know that you can't sleep because people are coming in and out of your room. And when the baby's sleeping, you still can't sleep because, there's so much going on and you're excited. And so it wasn't that I didn't have the time to post. It was just because I didn't know what to do. And I was creatively avoiding what I should be doing for my business, even though it was maybe a time that I should have taken off. But I didn't know when my baby was going to be born. So I booked myself solid up until through my due date and everything. But I was like, oh, I don't need to post to my party because I'm thirsty and I'm going to go get some water, or I'm hungry. So I'm going to go, to the little nourishment room, they called it in the hospital, and get something to eat, or, whatever the case was, or I'm going to take a shower because I don't feel like posting in my party. So I've totally been there. And even after I came home from the hospital, I was still stuck in this rut for about a week. So don't feel like it doesn't happen to everybody, because it does, and you're going to get there, but you can get out of it too. When you're there, one of two things are going to happen. You're going to disappear for a time and stay in that dark place, or you're going to get angry and say, I am not going to give up on this goal, which is going to spur you back into action. And it's what I did. I had to kick myself in the butt and say, I can do this. I'm going to do this, and it's time. So once you get there too, you'll know. And then our next square is recommitment. And this is going to come right after you kick yourself in the butt and say, I can do this. But recommitment is when you remember your why and you decide to keep going. You take action and strive to feel excitement. It could be, that Power Jam helps you get to the here. It could be going to conference. It could be, messaging me or calling me. It's whatever you need to do to get back to that positive, forward moving energy and position. So, we all go through slower times, or, we move at a slower pace than maybe we want to as consultants. I don't know where I was going with that thought. I'm sorry. Oh, you probably go through this cycle a lot slower or at a slower pace if you're a new consultant. Because, you're so excited for so long and everything, and you're really, a lot of people have initial extreme success initially. So sometimes we move through this cycle a little bit slower, and then sometimes we feel like we go through this cycle a couple times a day. Sometimes I fit into that category too. So, if you're stuck in, I'm sure, all of us are in a position on this emotional sales cycle, wherever you may be. Don't get frustrated. and know that you can move through this. And we're going to work through Power Jam on how you move through these. Okay, let's see if I can switch slides again. I hope that worked. Yep, it looks like y'all can see that. Okay. So what is your why? When you purchase your starter kit, you're excited. Since then, you've had ups and downs, but the thing that keeps you driven to do more with Jamberry is your vision, and that's your why. And y'all hear me talking about a lot what your why is, and I ask you what your why is because it is going to constantly change. But for some of you who are maybe newer consultants here, what is your why? Really think about it. It may have changed since you started, and that's okay. Take a moment and get centered and think about why you're doing this. Why are you here in this program? Why did you choose Jamberry? And why are you in Power Jam? Why are you willing to do this homework in this rigorous course? Is it because you want to stay home with your kids like I do? Is it to prepare for your retirement maybe? Is it what brings you joy during the day? Think about how you'll feel when you achieve these goals or when you achieve your why. What keeps you making calls and doing the work? Take a moment to think about your why. If you have a journal, write it down. I'm going to pause for a couple minutes to get something to drink and let y'all write your why down. Okay, we're going to move on. I'm assuming, okay, it looks like it changed. All right. I challenge you to recommit to your why and share your why with us all on our Bad Mama Jama's Power Jam page. This is part of your homework. This is not something you can get out of if you want to move on to the next part of your Power Jam. So really take some time to focus on your why and recommit to your why. And just remember that vision is the impulse pulling us to distinguish who and what we are capable of. It is the divine adventure into self-discovery where our greatest attributes are activated. I'll just leave y'all with that on that note. Okay. Your mission and purpose. Think about your mission and purpose. Do you have a mission? What's your purpose? How do you want to impact the lives of others? When you are at your best, you can fulfill the goals of your team members, family, and community, so your why will lead to your mission and purpose. So, to find your mission and purpose, you have to have that why. And to fulfill your mission and purpose, you have to recommit and dedicate yourself to that why again. Personally, my why is constantly changing. I had only tried a sample when I joined. I know that sounds crazy. I tried a sample, and then I ended up talking to a lady who was, I can't remember her exact rank now, at a vendor event, and that I just happened to be attending as a shopper or whatever. And I talked to her, and I probably talked to her for like an hour just about the business opportunity. And I was really interested in, I joined under a neighbor, actually, and the lady that was already in Jamberry, that was, the vendor, her name was Maria Martin. I don't know if any of you have run across her in Jamberry. But anyways, she was like, you really need to join. You need to join. You're asking the right questions. You really want to be here. And I joined because I'd been laid off from my job and because I needed this. My husband and I were struggling financially, and because it's hard to live off of one income with a kid and who needs diapers and, all these different things. And, it was hard to have more in life when you're on one income. And so I joined for that reason. And so that was my why initially, was to provide for my family, to make our car payment. And I did it. And then my why, after I was steadily making our car payment, was I want to pay off our debt. And I've done that. I've paid off credit cards. I paid off a loan that we still had from our wedding. And that's just incredible to me that I was able to do all of this. And so my why has changed now to, I want to be able to pay for my child, my older one, to be able to go to daycare part-time so she gets those socialization skills. I want to be able to save for a down payment on a home and, maybe I want it to be a large down payment. And, we recently had to buy a second vehicle because mine broke down, and Jamboree has provided all of that for us. And it's incredible how your why, if you stay dedicated to that why, how much you will achieve and how much success you're going to see. But you have to have a plan. You have to have goals. And that's why I ask all of you each month to please post your goals and to write them down and to post them somewhere, put them up somewhere in your house where you're going to see them every day. If you're seeing them and you're looking at them, you're going to be successful. And again, that's going to lead to your mission and purpose. So this leads really nicely into goal setting. Without goal setting and direction, you can't reach your mission and purpose, no matter how positive your attitude is. Goals work in three really big ways. They work best in three ways. Having a big goal, a mid goal, and an immediate goal. So a big goal is, what's the vision? Is it, reaching the executive rank? Or higher? Is it staying home with your kids? Is it staying home with your aging parents? A financial goal? These are the really big, deep down, I want to do this goals. So for me, in the beginning, it was just, providing a second income for my family. And now it's really like big goals. Like, I want to buy a house, but I don't want to have a mortgage, Then your mid goal is something in between to make your big goal seem not so far away. This is a goal of where you'll be going in 2 to 3 years. If you're driving a car at night, but your headlights are your mid-size goal. You can't see your destination yet, but your mid goal is something that you can see that will help you keep going to your destination. So again, mine is paying off debt. So we can, rotate money around to where we're not paying off debt with our income. We can instead be putting that into savings to where we can, have more savings for a down payment. And I'm really being open with y'all about this. So the next type of goal is an immediate goal. This should be reset again and again when you're achieving these goals. So what are you going to achieve this month? What kind of achievement are you going to have at, conference next year in Florida? I hope all of y'all are there. I am going to be there. And Chris, you're going to be there. And you're not going to be there to watch my kids. You're going to be there to go. So what is the immediate goal that's going to drive you? All of your goals should be done in alignment. So they should all be lining up. A really great acronym that I use personally and that I'm sure y'all have heard is the SMART acronym. So you want your goals to be specific and in focus, measurable, put a number on it, attainable, something you can do within the time period of your lifestyle, result focused, have a target. You want to have a target for your goals. That's, pretty self-explanatory. And then time focused. Put a time frame on your goal. If you're not putting a time frame on your goal, then you're kind of like in La La Land, like, oh, someday I'm going to buy a car with my Jamboree money. But if you say, no, next year I will be buying a brand new car with cash with my Jamboree commissions, you're going to be more likely to do it because you have a time frame. You're going to be looking forward to it, and you're going to push yourself for it because it's something that you want. Chris, you're not babysitting. You're going to conference. Okay. So that is our lesson for this week. I told you I wouldn't hold you for the whole hour. We're only at 8:42. Woo! Okay, so let's go over homework. Homework's going to be done in 2 parts. There's going to be mandatory homework and then like a menu style. You can select homework a la carte. Okay, so mandatory homework. You must complete all of these assignments, y'all. All of these assignments. I know it looks intimidating, but you can do it. Okay, so first, identify pockets of time that you could and should be growing your business. These are going to be, never mind, Power Hour. I have that listed down there. Never mind. Okay. Next, dig deep, y'all. Evaluate where you are in the emotional cycle. And then I want you to tell me how you're going to remain positive, get out of that rut you're in, and grow your business. Next, identify your strengths and, include them with your homework. Listen to your daily vitamin each day, every day. I will know if you're not. Visualize your team 3 months from now and create an affirmation describing what you see. Write it down and post it somewhere you'll see it daily, again, like with your goals. Okay, next part of this. All of this, except for the first pocket of time, the number one, the pockets of time, that's, something that you can do on your own and we don't need to see. But to evaluate where you are in the emotional cycle, identify your strengths, your daily vitamin, and your where you want your team to be in 3 months. I want you to post all of those in a post on the Bad Mama Jammas team page. It's part of your homework to post it, so I better see it. If you don't, you're not going to be in next week, and we want you here, so post it. Okay, the next part, you can select 3 to complete. And, if you do all of them, that's great. You're going to be, doing even more for your business, and you're going to appreciate it if you can do more than 3. But first, I want you to do a power hour. You've heard me talk about these, and this is working 60 minutes on something like, 60 minutes on getting samples or hostess packets or, getting ready for a vendor event, customer care calls, interviewing people for the Jamberry opportunity. I know that sounds funny, interviewing people, but you really do need to interview people to see if they're going to be a good fit for your team. Next, networking opportunities. If you have leads you haven't followed up with, anything. And these, I think that you're more effective if you can do this in a 60-minute time slot, whether that means you have to get up early or stay up late or, use your lunch break if you work outside of your home. Whatever the case may be, 60 minutes. You're going to be more effective if you can use a full 60 minutes, but if you have to do, 4 15-minute slots or 2 30-minute slots, that works too. Next part, 20 customer care calls, and you will see here that I didn't put Facebook messages, I didn't put emails, I didn't put text, I put calls. So put on your big girl panties, and we're going to be calling people. And I know that this is so intimidating because I hate talking on the phone to people that I'm not comfortable with. Kira, yes, I will be posting the homework to the page for y'all, and I have a way for you to submit your homework to me as well as you posting on the group page. So just bear with me for a minute. I'll get there for you. But back to calls. You got to be calling your people. And, I don't know if you're doing these calls. If you say that you're doing customer care calls, I don't know if you actually physically called, but that's on you. Deep down if you did it, and you're going to be seeing the results if you did do it. Okay, so let's be honest here with ourselves. The next part, book 2 parties. Y'all can do this, easy for you. Conduct a party. I know a lot of you do parties weekly, so I'm not worried about that either. That's why I'm saying you can do multiple. Yes, I want it posted to the Power Jam page. Any of your homework posted to the Power Jam page for me, not to our team page. Just because I want you guys to grow together as a Power Jam group. And, not everybody chose to be in Power Jam, not everybody chose to apply. So those of you who did apply and that are here with me tonight, you guys are like the elite of the elites. So let's keep everything in our Power Jam group that you have to post. All right, last part, hold a recruiting interview. And this is going to be somebody who you think is interested or would be great at Jamberry. And you ask them questions like, what would you do with an extra $100 a month or whatever the case may be, or what would you do in this? What would you do with this situation? You want to, don't make it like a formal interview, but ask leading questions that are going to lead them. And I'll find some information on this for you because I know it sounds a little intimidating. So, okay. I'm going to stop the screen share for a moment. Well, for the rest of the call. Okay. So homework, I'm going to have a Google document for you to fill out when you've done your homework so you can submit it to me. And then everything that you're posting, just post it to the Bad Mama Jammas Power Jam group, not to our Bad Mama Jammas team page. Again, because you guys are the elite of the elite. And I'm so excited that you're here. I'm so excited to do this training for you and to do it with you. And I'll be posting along with you so you can see what I'm doing and so we can grow together as a team. So does anybody have any last minute questions? I'll check my phone, make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm really thankful that all of you are here, and I don't even know how many of you are here at this point now, but I'm glad you're here and you joined in, and I'll wait a second to see if anybody has any questions. I hope y'all did the slides changed at the end for you, right? I know a couple of you all were asking about that. Okay. All right, I think we're good. Everybody good? I'm going to look into Heidi's suggestion. Thank you, Heidi, for how to do this next week to where we can chat and on the page. Have a good night. Bye.